The Fortnite Island has been invaded by aliens ready to wage war against the Imagined Order, who's losing control fast. We saw the 0 Point get abducted by the aliens' mothership, but there's a reason it still remains on the island. We just don't know why that is. Dr. Sloan, a high-ranking member of the IO, is determined to retrieve the 0 Point and eliminate this new threat to the island. And it doesn't look like she's trying to be secretive with her plans at all, because leaks reveal the Imagined Order are building a bomb to destroy the mothership and regain control of the loop. And fine, I know I like to be a little dramatic with these story videos, but can we step back and just appreciate how absolutely insane all of this sounds? Thank you, Donnie, we appreciate you. But all of this is tying together to reveal the big plot of Chapter 2 and the future of the Fortnite Island. So in order for you to understand things, we'll rewind and start this story from the beginning. In the weeks leading up to Season 7, the Fortnite Island began preparing for an imminent alien invasion. Islanders like Marigold and Bunker Jonesy began investigating, and soon enough, the Imagined Order got word of the invasion. As the Imagined Order were busy increasing their presence on the island and bringing experts like Rick Sanchez to help investigate, the aliens wasted zero time. They approached the island using their huge mothership, with the first item on their agenda being the 0 Point. They destroyed the spire, ripping the 0 Point straight out of it and pulling it into their mothership. At the same time, the Imagined Order has declared war on the aliens, which is being led by Dr. Sloan. Dr. Sloan is a character who's appeared in the last 2 seasons' trailers. She was the voice on the phone to John Jones during the Season 5 trailer, as well as the person who he betrayed in Season 6's Zero Crisis event. He turned his back on the Imagined Order and saved reality, getting trapped in the loop as a consequence. But now Dr. Sloan has come to the island to fend off against the aliens, and is the protagonist for Season 7. She is one of the highest-ranking employees of the Imagined Order and has instructed them to set up bases all over the island to keep a tab on the alien mothership. Something that seems to have slipped under the radar, though, is the return of the Foundation. He is alive after ripping himself away from the spire and landed in the waters of the Fortnite Island, seemingly about to make a return very soon. As you know, the aliens have invaded and taken over the 0 Point. However, the mothership still seems to be in the sky. It seems odd that the aliens would achieve their goal of kidnapping the 0 Point, but decide to stick around. There's a theory that when the 0 Point was destabilizing during the Zero Crisis event, it bloomed like a flower and created a huge barrier around the island. It's possible that this barrier is preventing the aliens from leaving, or it's very possible that the aliens want more than just the 0 Point. Whatever it is, the Imagined Order does not want to give it to them. They've set up surface hubs all around the map with huge satellite dishes that are tracking the aliens' every move. But if you go to one of these surface hubs and check out what's on the Imagined Order screens, you could actually see design plans for some type of bomb. It makes sense. How else are you gonna take down a mothership? Shooting at it? But the Imagined Order isn't the only one on the island right now who has secret plans. While everyone's distracted by this huge battle for the island, Midas, Jules, and Marigold are working on a mysterious plan. Before we get into that, we have to talk about Marigold and the fact that she's actually been working for the Imagined Order this entire time. If you remember last season, you could go to various NPCs dressed as Marigold, and they would give you very different reactions. For example, Bunker Jonesy would ask if she's one of them, and if you talk to Kid at Caddy Corner, he would hiss at you. We had a feeling that the loopers didn't like her, but with Season 7, it's now confirmed that she's been working for the Imagined Order all along. In Legendary Quests yet to come out, you're asked to talk to Rick, Rook, Maven, and Marigold in order to figure out which one of them is still loyal to the IO. And that's what brings us to now, Marigold's secret plan. If you talk to Marigold's NPC, she'll act pretty normal, but keen-eyed players have found some really interesting secrets. If you talk to Marigold as Midas, she will say, "It's happening soon." And then if you go talk to her as Jules, she'll tell you to stick to the plan, so something is definitely going down. The quest for talking to Marigold has the description, "I'll take whatever information you could give me." I don't understand how Midas could have just vanished. So it definitely looks like Marigold is up to something, and the plan has been thwarted a little bit because Midas has gone missing. And if we go back to those challenges from earlier, you can see that Dr. Sloan says the IO is compromised and that we have to find the mole. Now at the same time, Marigold says she needs to give us a good cover identity, so we have to attack an IO guard so we're seen as an enemy in their system. It sure seems like she's the mole here. And Marigold isn't the only person trying to take down the Imagined Order. Not only does Sloan have to fend off aliens and undercover operatives, but she's also got half of the island siding with the aliens. Over at the Redacted Bunker, anti-IO sprays and propaganda have been put up on the walls, and at Believers Beach, dozens of people are trying to get the aliens' attention and give them a welcome party. And this welcome party could be a little mini live event in itself. If we get some kind of concert welcoming the aliens to the island, that would be amazing. But I'm even more excited for what Epic has revealed about the Imagined Order, the loop, and way more. Colossal Crops have been changed to Corny Complex, and with this we have one of the coolest underground bases of the entire chapter. If you go underneath the barn, you will find the main surface hub on the island, and Dr. Sloan is there defending it herself. She has technology which lets her clone herself on command, and a personal office that you could go and explore for yourself. In fact, this office holds a ton of storyline secrets that we have to show you. On the walls of Sloan's office are 2 different pictures, and each of them have so many secrets hidden inside. The first of these pictures is a young Dr. Sloan being given her Imagined Order credentials, but we're more focused on the mysterious man on the right, who's dressed in all black with dyed gel hair. The obvious question here is, who is this guy? Well, that's exactly why T5G here is going to give you the rundown. Obviously, he is or was the leader of the IO when Sloan first joined the organization. Whether he still is or not, we have yet to find out, but this mysterious man could actually be one of the most important people in Fortnite's storyline to date. When John Jones turned his back on the Imagined Order and summoned the Foundation to get his help, he brought up something very interesting. He told the Foundation that he could get him to Geno, as well as the sisters. To this day, we still don't know what that is, but we're suspicious that this man in black is actually Geno himself. And we're gonna take it even further than that, because if you put John Jones and this man side by side, they share a scary resemblance. It is very possible that this man is actually John Jones' father. It would make sense. John Jones gets born, brought up into the Imagined Order, where he is given all of these instructions and goes along with it, until one day he decides to do the right thing. It makes more sense that Jones was brought up in the Order by his father rather than just signing up for it one day. He clearly didn't like his job that much. So when Jones offers to take the Foundation to Geno, he probably has access to him because he's his father. Now, all of that is just our own theory right now, and aside from them looking scarily alike, there's no concrete evidence. But hey, we predicted a couple things in the past, and we haven't even talked about the second image in Sloan's office, which arguably has even juicier storyline information. It's a very young Sloan presenting equations to what we assume is some kind of class, maybe a training scheme for members of the IO, something like that. But while that's interesting, take a look at the very first person in the audience. It looks a lot like Midas. And if this is a young Sloan, this is a young Midas. Not only does this mean Midas has known about the Imagined Order for a long time, it means he was originally inside of it. It completely explains why Midas showed up on the island out of nowhere one day with a ghost document in his hand and plans to build a device to break the storm. Maybe he's a really angry ex-employee who tried to destroy everything the IO built, who knows? But now that he's gone missing, I wonder when he'll show up again. We are absolutely not finished with this story. But we're not finished with John Jones either. We know that he's been stuck inside the loop since the Zero Crisis event, but we haven't seen or heard anything out of him since. Our last communication with Jones was when we found his final reality log, and since then he has gone completely off the radar. But one theory might just explain where he is. On the same night Season 7 came out, Epic Games dropped a brand new item shop skin called Guernsey. He's a Jonesy wearing a cow costume, and while it's funny, the main theory is that this is actually John Jones. After months, Jones has found a way to escape the loop, and it seems it involves this cow disguise. This cow skin was actually the first thing teased by Epic for Season 7, and for an item shop skin to be the first teaser for a season, it's weird. Not to mention, Guernsey's backbling is a carton of milk with John Jones' face on it, and it says missing. It seems like a pretty on-the-nose joke that he's hiding in plain sight. And also, as the aliens have now invaded, it would make sense that Jones would wear a cow disguise. Aliens abduct cows, and Jones might assume that getting abducted by these aliens could help him escape the loop and take down the Imagined Order that way. It's just a theory, but man, it makes a lot of sense. But for something we know that is definitely going to happen, we have to go back to the mothership. According to leakers, the mothership is going to slowly return to the island this season, and the shadow on the map is going to get way bigger. With the mothership returning, it's actually going to destroy one of the biggest POIs on the entire map right now, Coral Castle. Finally, it's getting destroyed. Oh wait, no, oh man, I'm really upset. Oh no. Moving on, eventually the mothership will keep returning to the map until its shadow covers the entire island. Then it'll deploy a ton of new UFOs that you can see in the trailer that will fly around. Not only that, but the main door on the mothership will open up and abduct us, taking us inside the ship itself. But with the mothership heading all the way back to the island in this way, it means that the aliens want something else. Not just a 0 point, but we have yet to find out exactly what this is. In the end, all of this is building up to a huge live event at the end of Season 7. From the mothership returning to the Imagined Order designing a bomb and the Foundation being free of the Spire's control, it's gonna be a big one. All of that and more covered here on Top 5 Gaming. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Of course, it's been Tommy, and make sure to drop your theories in the comments.